Alright, we're live here on the Just Cool Enough YouTube. Now I have to make sure we're live on our video sponsor, Alpha Geek Radio. Pressing the button, pressing the other button.
You don't have to, but...
It's good to do that, considering Todd's over here going out on a leg, letting our junky little show be on the same network as all these other guys. Alright, so we have emails this week, Eric, and then...
no we don't.
I thought we had one from this Max dude.
Yeah, but why the fuck would you want to read that bullshit email?
Oh, that is a bullshit email. You know
that's why I saw that and I was like, no.
Fuck
no,
that. Unstar
fuck that bullshit email. We
you
don't
know
have...
let's start the show and talk about how that we have standards. We have standards, goddammit. All right. Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric. And you're listening to Just Cool Enough. And I guess, the education of our youths are more important than this podcast.
I'm just part of this elite group of people that educate young minds, and I have to take a break.
I'm shaping the minds of the next generation, which hopefully will do better than our generation because they'll have more advantages, even though the world's still fucked up from all these previous...
my name's Ike. I have a fucking headache because it's hot outside or whatever. Barometric pressure and solar flares. I don't know.
That same shit Monday with D&D.
Did he really? What is this? He's
just...
Oh,
it's the first day of school.
Oh, I gotta do the kids are gonna do the thing at art school.
Yeah, he's just a fucking art teacher. Just make him fucking finger paint or watch fucking like Highlander on VHS or whatever.
Exactly. That's what good teachers
do.
Yeah, exactly. He could throw on a VHS tape and then put on some Bose noise canceling headphones and just tune out the whole day.
Yeah, today we for art class we're gonna watch the movie Pollock about Kevin Pollock, starring Ed Harris.
Mr. Ike, do we have to sign a permission slip to do this?
I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen it, so I don't know if Pollock is what it's rated, or if it's like it's probably one of those movies. It's like, yeah, it's a movie about an artist, and it's like, yeah, no, hardcore sodomy scene, like, straight up like Ed Harris just like starts shoving shit up his ass, and it's all live on camera. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it.
So welcome to Just Cool Enough, the show that has a live chat room. Go to justcoolenough.com/live. Join us at 6:30 Eastern Time or 3:30 Pacific. If you're over in Eric's neck of the woods, you can participate too. And we've had some participation this week. We even got an email, right, Eric?
Nah, not really. If you call that an email, I don't really.
It was not. It was the worst thing ever. And I was so excited because the first name of this person who emailed us was named Max. I'm like, oh, Max Maps. He's emailing in. And then I was like, who the hell is this man? It was imposter Max Maps.
No, he didn't say he was Max Maps. He just said his name was Max. There are plenty of people named Max. I know several.
Well, I only have one in my heart.
Okay.
Anyway, so if you want to send us an email that isn't total bullshit, you could send it to this show at justcoolenough.com. You know, we thought we didn't have any. I thought we didn't have any standards, but this email that was sent to us.
We have standards. There's plenty of shit that I would. Normally, I probably would have just deleted this because I assume no one else checks the email. But I guess sometimes people do.
Yeah, I check it. I'm an avid email checker.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of stuff we hadn't read. I mean, if it's just like, sup. You know, I'm not going to read. It's like sometimes, like, you said you wanted an email. Here's one. Well, I'm not going to read that. Oh,
thanks.
Yeah.
That actually reminds me, we did say we were going to read out any iTunes review that happened, and we did happen to get one iTunes review, but I'm not exactly so excited about it because the person's name is Me and My Wiener, and it's like, oh, man. So that's the kind of, it's like, is that the kind of person, like, out of the thousands of people that download
exactly
the show?
The kind of,
Is that the kind of person? Like, what are we doing? That's the kind of person.
I don't see. Where was this review? I didn't see it.
I just it's under most recent, and actually this is the 60th review we got, and 79 of them are 5 stars. Oh, in the U.S. Oh,
because there's a whole thing where we switch regions. You can find other ones. So sometimes someone might be reviewing us in other.
Gosh, if you maybe there are some reviews to read. Anyway, the review reads: "Happy now? Where's my love child?" ? Because apparently I made a one-off comment about they get my love child, and now it's in an iTunes review. So, anyway, but we do appreciate the reviews. Actually, we have 85 reviews.
Thank
so
you
awesome.
to me and my wiener, who also is a big fan of apparently Sonic Dash and Sonic Jump Fever. He called them both cool and fun game.
Wow, these reviews are amazing. Let's just take a look at his profile here.
He also enjoyed Major Mayhem, which I think that's an Adult Swim game, so those are pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I like his reviews though. Like actually, our review is the most syllables he've used in any review. So actually, I'm honored. Thank you, me and my wiener, because I like his review. Fun of one.
I'm not trying to
cool.
make fun of it. I'm just suddenly realizing that I can go and I can look up the other reviews of everyone who's reviewed us. So now I'm just doing that. Now I'm just going. I'm gonna go and
like what other things do our listeners listen to or
I'm gonna
rate?
go like this guy, Darth Ozzy. He's only ever reviewed us, but he gave us. Oh, it was fine. Let's find one of the bad ones. See what that guy has reviewed.
Do we have some bad reviews actually?
We've got like one, or apparently we've got one-star review, and that's the only. And then like that's it. So this guy named Isra gave us 1 star, but he gave the instance 5 stars. So, but I'm sure it's this review is from 2009, so it's fucking old as shit.
No, that was when we were still working on our stride. You know, I mean, we're still working on our stride, but that was like the really early days.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad people are out there. I had a kind of a cool week. I rode in a helicopter. I rode in a Huey helicopter.
Metal Gear. Did you have to call it in and then have it take you to Afghanistan?
It was.
I've been doing that all day.
Are you playing Metal Gear? Is that what you're
I
doing?
am so playing Metal Gear Solid 5. Oh my god.
Dude, okay, let me do my helicopter story, and then I want to hear all about your Metal Gear 5 thing. So anyway, we went to an air show, and the air show for me was a lot of fun, even though, like, in the back of my mind, you're like, oh, these things are used for killing people, you know? But, then,
well, it's a Huey. I mean, they're not really, the Hueys aren't really attack
They
choppers.
made Huey gunboats.
I mean,
Anyway.
yeah, I mean, back in Vietnam, yeah, but nowadays they use attack choppers for doing the real stuff. The Hueys are mostly transport.
But anyway, the Huey is like just the most. I would like to say the most adorable helicopter. It just has. It makes this awesome noise when the propeller, the helicopter prop hits the air. Just the whack 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 whack. It's just such an iconic noise. I wasn't gonna pass up a chance to ride in one, but just as we were going to ride in it, they were like, actually, we got some fast movers coming in, so we can't actually take off. So what happened was we got to spend like 20-25 minutes just bullshitting with the Huey pilots and crawling around and like asking like, what does this do? What's this? How fast did this go? You know, how high? You know, and just had a really good time. So, you know, if you get a chance to ride in a helicopter, you should totally do it. But
So it actually took off the ground.
yeah, it did. I actually have video of it that I could splice together. But yeah, we went up. And the airfield is actually close enough where I could see my house after we took off. It was amazing, and we went over 2 lakes, and we went on like a 12-minute ride or so, and it was truly amazing. Like you lift up off the ground and you get this like feeling of weightlessness, but the way he did it is it's like we were backing up on air. It was so cool, and then we are going up in the air and you get all the wind in your face. The guy jumped in it was a cool pilot. The guy jumped in, like hit my brother on the head and was like, rock and roll, here we go. I'm like, this guy's cool already. And the whole time I was with Sarah too, and I was like thinking in my head, I'm like, this is like Aladdin. This is like when Aladdin had Jasmine on the magic carpet.
I can show you the world.
Yeah, I was totally
Flying in a helicopter, mowing down the Viet Cong we see.
give them a lot less lead.
It's good. Yeah, I've never actually flown in a helicopter. I remember in middle school, a helicopter. We had this big field behind our school, and one came in and landed, and we got to like go look at it and like sit in the cockpit and go, "Yay, I'm in the cockpit!" and then move on to the next one, and then we get to watch it fly away. But I've never actually been in a helicopter as it took off or as it flew, except in Metal Gear. and other video games.
The coolest, but when you're up there and the doors were open, we're just hanging out, and like, you know, I'm just like sticking my foot out. The guy's like, "Watch it, you know, don't stick your foot out too far. You're gonna lose your shoe." And I'm like holding my iPhone. I'm like, just trying to get some video of me up there. But it was just like hanging out. Like I used to deliver papers out of a van, and it was a lot like that. Just like, you know,
just
up
like
in the air.
Just like if you fell out of the van, you'd be hurt for a while. But if you fell out of the hospital or helicopter, you'd be dead forever.
You know, I was thinking, I was like, oh, this would be so cool to jump out of, like, right now. This would be so sweet. So it kind of gave me an itch to go skydiving.
I'm always, I kind of want to go skydiving, but I don't want to, like, I don't want to do tandem. I would like to do the actual skydiving, but that requires, like, you have to go through, like, I don't know if you have to get licensed, but you have to go through, like, a multiple day class thing or something like that. Like, you multiple hours of instructions in order to just, like, strap a parachute and jump out of a plane. But doing the, like, being strapped to a person with a parachute and having both of you jump out, that's, like, that's a lot easier to do. But I'd rather do it, like, by myself, not tandem.
Yeah, you know, you can do that. At least, I don't know, maybe it varies by state to state, but if you take like an hour-long class, and as long as you don't go above 30,000 feet, you can do that as a novice level. At least in Michigan, you can.
Yeah, I know there are places around here, because I remember years ago, friends of mine talked about doing it, and talked about going, and we're like, where could we find it? And there are places like, I think we were like, yeah, let's go. Let's all meet during BlizzCon and go fucking skydiving, but we never got around to it, like every other plan.
I have a close friend that went skydiving, and she was talking about how the scariest part of skydiving is actually the plane ride up, because you're in this rattly tin box that just like is barely held together, just like and like all the people.
You just muted yourself, Joe.
The doors are like kind of opening and closing. Thanks for telling me. So, but the cool part is obviously. Hey, Ike, you made it. I thought, yeah, we didn't say anything bad about you at the start of the show. Everything's cool. Yeah, we were like, Ike's gonna be here. He's gonna power through these headaches and the heat.
That's what I'm here for.
Oh God,
yeah, we didn't.
Turn your mic down. Yeah.
Well, you know, since I'm dehydrated, I got my cold coffee.
You Duncan, you got your Duncan.
Yeah.
I like. My favorite thing is when Ike's like, I don't think I'll be there. Maybe I'll be there. He'll show up 5 minutes in, but he won't just like show up and like he shows up, but he's never got his shit together. So he's like,
hold on. It's just like some weird noises you've never heard before.
Hey, it was on mute. I got all my stuff together before I took it off mute.
No, you weren't.
You weren't. You didn't.
Oh no, my wheel on my chair clipped the stand. I gotta get one of those cool mic stands like you guys have for your desks, right? Because Joe, yours is on your desk. Yeah, I gotta get one of those.
Mine just came with my snowball ice.
You should just get a snowball.
I'm gonna turn my mic sound off so I don't clip it. But if you,
oh wow, you have Ike's mic stand is like he should be on stage talking. Like it's like
because my mic stand was actually part of the Rock Band equipment that I got.
Oh yeah.
So I just doubled it over so I could use it as my mic stand for this.
I once had a mic stand in my.
From Nantucket?
I once had a mic stand in my closet, and I convinced a girl that it was actually a rifle, and so she thought that was really cool. So thanks, my mic stand.
And now you're married to her.
And
don't tell her that I don't have a gun. She'll divorce me in a heartbeat.
Oh,
she loved me because she felt protected in case somebody broke into my house. I could protect them with a rifle, but the mic stand won't do jack shit.
Joe, here's your gun. She throws me this mic stand. I can show you the world.
Murdered by home invaders.
So, I also thought I would come clean as to why I decided to show up after all. It wasn't just to soldier through, but I thought it might be nice to play Heroes of the Storm later. And it's kind of like dinner where your parents are like, listen, you can't have dessert until you finish your meal. I didn't want to show up and play with you guys later and have you guys be like, what the fuck? You couldn't do the show and yet you're showing up to play video games? So,
you got guilted into coming on our show?
I guilted myself into coming on because I'm like, I'll power through it for you guys. Hopefully the 2 Advil I just took will make my headache go away.
I appreciate that, Ike. That's really.
I did it for you guys. It was actually that's my wedding gift to you, Joe. Was me showing up to do the show. 'Cause
I'm honored. No need for gifts though. Like, don't strain yourself.
my mere presence is a gift.
It would be, yeah. But you're definitely coming, so that's cool. But
Yeah,
Eric's not.
RSVP,
Eric must
no.
hate me. Like, I always thought so. This was the test. This is our friendship test.
It's like rather than saying I love you, this is the other friendship test.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I didn't even really get married. I was just trying to get Eric to come see me. This has all been a charade.
He's gonna start hanging shit back up on the walls behind him. He's like, we didn't even really plan on selling our house either. I was just hoping to guilt trip you guys in, and I didn't want you to stay here at my house, so that's why I took all my shit off the wall, so you guys pay to get your own place to stay.
Yeah, I don't want any stinky gamer funk in this place. It's pretty clean. So, I did go to the air show. I saw some cool stuff. I actually got to see the Blue Angels do some shit, like the recruitment arm of Air Force, Army, Marines, and stuff. They have the Blue Angels. I don't know. Are you guys familiar with this thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like
Blue
a
Angels that they go around, they do stunts and stuff, and they're like, "Hey, join the Air Force, and you'll be cool like us." You won't. You won't. You join the Air Force, and you'll have a desk job.
At
But,
the start,
hey,
at the start
with
of the
a
show,
picture of the Blue Angels on the wall behind you to remind you of what you're never gonna get.
yeah.
at the start of the show, they're like, "These pilots aren't special pilots. They've just honed their basic training skills to a point where they can do these things." And this is basically like, anybody can fly an F-18 Hornet at Mach speed. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. But yeah, so like, it was a big recruitment tool, and I was like thinking of that like right before the show. I'm like, man, I'm going to this air show, and it's this giant recruitment tool for the Army and stuff, and that's cool, whatever, that's fine, I totally get it. And then as soon as the planes were flying over, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool! I watched an F-16.
Where do I sign up?
I know. I was like, man, if
Like
I was
that
young...
episode of The Simpsons where Bart joins a boy band, but it's just a recruitment for the Navy.
That's kind of how it was. Like, I was like, oh man, sign me up, I'm ready to fly a helicopter now. But I was like, man, if I was young and impressionable, this would be really, really potent. And then I'm looking over, I'm like, my brother's 18 and just started school, and he doesn't know what he wants to do. I'm like, oh shit, why did we bring this guy here? Oh man.
I have the sudden urge to join the Air Force, Joe.
I could understand though, man. If you're gonna join a branch, join the Air Force or maybe the Coast Guard.
So my dad was in the Air Force, and he told me if I ever joined the Air Force, he was going to kill me.
Yeah, my dad my dad was in the Air Force also.
And my dad actually worked the flight line for one of those air shows where the Blue Angels were working, and they had these little golf carts. I might have said this on a show like
I never heard it.
years
Keep
ago.
going.
Yeah, I feel like you're sarcasm.
I'm not being sarcastic, really.
So he's like, go ahead, take the golf cart, drive it around. I almost put the golf cart on its side by the Blue Angels jet.
You're trying to do Blue Angels on the ground.
On a jet, yeah. I was like, look at me. I'm like, ah! No. So, needless to say, I didn't need to join the Blue Angels.
What did your dad say why he didn't want you to join the Air Force? Like, did he mean military in general or Air Force specifically?
Military in general, because he retired once, but they made him stay in for 10 years longer than he needed to before he could retire once, and then they did it again to him on the civil service side. So he's like, don't join, you'll never leave, and if you do join, I'm going to kill you. Then you won't have to worry about it.
That shit happens, especially now that we're fighting. Well, we technically stopped fighting wars, despite the fact we keep deploying troops out there.
Yeah, but it's not a war.
They do that shit all the time because we have an all-volunteer army. So it's like, hey, you've been retired for 10 years? Active duty, haha, it's in your contract, fuck you.
Yep.
I don't want people to think that I don't support troops and stuff. I just don't support the people that send our troops places. So just be clear.
I mean,
let's just be clear there. We're not trying to shit on
troops are awesome.
Armies and
it's the politicians that fucking the ones that fought against giving them college money because they were worried that would get because with educations they wouldn't want to stay in the military.
Right. So like that kind of shit, and then like the kind of brainwash recruitment that goes on. That's the kind of stuff I'm against. But like obviously, I want all the people out there that are serving to be in good health and have all the best cool shit. And that's why it was really cool to go to this air show. And then my dad, he was in the Air Force, and it always just was a part of my life that I never understood because it was even before I was born. And he's like, oh man, this is an F4 Phantom. This is what I used to work on. And he just gets under this and like pops open a door. He's like, see this part here? Click this and then this. And then he's like bringing out these lines and stuff. I'm like, are you allowed to do this? Like, what
if you stare at this line right here, the plane will blow up.
He's
this
like,
is where they keep the spare M4 carbine.
So yeah, like he was like, oh yeah, and then when they equipped these, so they came out of Vietnam. He like went through this whole history thing. I'm like, oh shit, you had a life before you had me, and that's kind of cool. Like
you robbed him of it.
I did. Every time I see, like I said, every time I see my parents, I just apologize immediately. I'm like, I'm so sorry, because I'm now older than my mom and dad that when they had me. And I'm like, I'm having just like such a great time. I'm like, guys, I am so sorry.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's like, I mean, obviously, all of us have people we knew from high school that like immediately got married and had kids, and we're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But now we're approaching the age of our parents when they had us. Like,
right.
That's crazy. And like, I'm nowhere near ready to start having kids.
Like, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, if that were to happen, I don't know what I would do. But like, they were even younger and less well off than I am right now. I don't even know like what. How did I even survive?
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just, I guess, you know, you find a way. But it really actually makes me appreciate the sacrifices that they went through their whole entire... Like, I'm like, it kind of comes full circle, and then, like, eventually you're just like, that's why you have to apologize every time you see your parents. Like, I'm so sorry I fucked up your awesome life. You probably just, you and mom would have been together.
Yeah, but they will get back at you. Like, if you ever have a kid, they'll buy them the noisy, like, the shitty, noisy toys, and they'll send them home with you, and that's how they get back. They're like, that was for all the asshole years that you stole from me, you jerk. Here, have some noisy toys so your kid keeps you up till 4 in the morning.
I don't think it quite makes it up for all of the shit
that it robs you of your years. That would be awesome.
So Sarah and I have been making the rounds to all my family since the way we got married was kind of untraditional, people say. You know, just like getting married and then telling people. And so we've been kind of making the rounds and just like visiting all my aunts and stuff. And every aunt has a story about how terrible of a child I was to Sarah. They're like, oh yeah, this one time. And I'm like, oh no. And then she's just like, Sarah's looking at me and like getting mad. Like, how did your parents even what is wrong with you? Why would you do that? I'm like, oh, you remember this? And then he bit me like for no reason. I'm like, I don't know. I can't explain it. So
now, do you remember being like a little asshole, or are these stories that like, oh yeah, that's right, and I was a terrible kid?
Well, it has a little bit of both kind of thing. I can remember going out of my way to be an asshole when I was a kid, but it was more just to get what I want. So that wasn't a bad thing, right?
Yeah, Amanda said to me the other day, said, hey, if I ever got married, I'd like to elope and kind of do what Joe did, because it's on the down low. You don't have to worry about family and all the other bullshit and the money that goes into it. She's like, yeah, you just go ahead and try to tell my dad that. I'm like, what makes you assume that I'm going to be asking you to marry me? And she's like, what? I'm like,
do you just like arguing?
Assumption. So she's like, well, who else are you going to ask to marry you? I said, my next girlfriend.
Can you just lie to me and tell me you'd be like, well, why would you buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Like,
that was Sarah's line before we were married. Like, hey, why aren't you married? And that's what Sarah would say to the people, and they'd be like, huh? What? Like the girl's not supposed to say that. And I would ask like a desperate asshole. I keep asking. She keeps telling me no. Just like make it really awkward.
To stop the milk from coming out. I didn't think it was that noticeable.
I can just imagine it's like, when are you two gonna get married? And Sarah's like, why do we got to get married when I already got this sweet dick?
That's that's exactly how it was. And she would say that to like family members and stuff, and they're just like, we're not gonna ask that anymore. And it's like, you teach them once, and then they'll never ask you again. So
yeah.
Or they at least get what you're about. But I found okay, so I'm technically still a newlywed, right? I found a new power. Like, I had to write it down. It's called the wife excuse power. Like this, like before, like you're like, oh yeah, I gotta pick up my girlfriend from whatever she's doing.
And everyone's like, you're lame, picking up your girlfriend. You're whipped.
Tell her to take an Uber, you son of a bitch.
I know, right? But when you say wife, it invokes a whole other range.
It's a magic
of
word.
brains. It is. It's totally a magic word. It's like a get out of everything free card. Like, my wife has a headache, and every married man and every just regular man that is not married is just like, oh shit, you're what? As soon as you say the W word,
Yeah,
you can
but
do whatever.
it's not like a power, like, you don't, it's not like, ooh, it's special. It's it's like, oh, I gotta pick up my girlfriend. Like, oh, he's fucking whipped. Like, you still have a chance, man. You can get out of this. When it's like, man, I gotta pick up my wife. People are like, oh shit, you got your dick on lockdown. Like, you better go pick her up.
Yeah,
you
don't want to make your wife mad.
Yeah.
It's like, if you make your girlfriend mad, you just break up with her, whatever. You make your wife mad, like, there's a bunch of paperwork, you got things to do, you gotta live in your friend's basement.
You gotta sell your car.
You gotta sell your car, you gotta have a bad life, for at least 5 years or so. Maybe you never recover, but like girlfriend, you just kind of can write it off. So it's like a total. But even I've noticed this even like at work and stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go meet my wife or I would say Sarah, and that means okay, whatever. But if I say like I'm gonna meet my wife for lunch, like, oh, by all means, just go do that. That's fine. You got a little date thing going, and I'm just like, yeah, that's no. I mean, we just kind of like seeing each other still, so hopefully that keeps going. But yeah, so that's
a week.
We've actually been taking bets here at Just Cool Enough how long that was going to last. We got all the staff together. And
all the interns, and we threw them in a pool. So yeah, like I'm just saying, like there aren't really there's not really that. I'm just noticing like things that are different, right? Than from going from girlfriend to wife, and so far that's the biggest difference I've seen. Like out of everything that's happened.
It's like, I'll go as far as say it's like telling someone that you have cancer or somebody has cancer, and they're like, oh no, like, can he be saved? And they're like, nope, it's terminal. No, that's like when, oh nope, they're married. Like, oh.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's terminal love. It's terminal love. It's gonna happen. Like you can't avoid it.
Sure, it will happen.
So
probably not.
Yeah, don't count on it. Just when you stop looking, everything it kind of comes together. Everybody say, all the married people say shit like that. It's just like, stop looking, you'll find love. And then you're sitting there lonely with your dick in your hand. You're like, why? Like,
my webcam must be real low if I have my dick in my hand right now.
No, yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't remember what we were talking about, but I think
the wife
good.
Power. You've discovered a new power.
It is. I think we mentioned this before. It's like a really I'm kind of. I think we're all sort of in a similar boat. As each other in that we don't really enjoy the sort of ceremony of marriage, or I don't even. I would say I believe in the ideas, but not the institution. But there's that power of husband, wife, or whatever. Those words, like you say, like it makes so much of your life easier, simpler. It's an excuse for things. It's just a shorthand for so many things that are.
I think that's you're nailing it, man. Like you're saying, it's a shorthand for so many things. But
I think on the stack on top of it though, it's when you get, and I'm hopefully later rather than sooner, but someday you'll be able to say, no, I gotta go pick up my kids. That's when you'll have like the ultimate power, because nobody questions that. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, he's looking after a family. Like, this guy cares.
If you showed up 5 minutes earlier, you know that's not that far. No.
So, I made an announcement without Ike here. You'll just never know. So, no, seriously, though, I totally recommend the elope strategy. I know other people that have done it, and rather than having like a 400-person wedding with the bridal party and all this bullshit.
How do you get around the whole, like, either your parents or family or her parents and family are going to be mad? Like, somebody's going to be mad. So my thought is, like, it's not their wedding, it's yours, but how do you deal with that?
That's what you say, and then eventually they come around. Like, dude, if my Roman Catholic and Baptist family can get around this, you're gonna be okay. Like, seriously, because all you have to say is,
not to tell tales out of school, but Joe's parents half disowned him when he told them he was moving in with Sarah. So
it's yeah. I mean, like,
really,
seriously.
He went from being half disowned to completely disowned.
Eventually, they were like, "This kid is he's out of control. We might as well just love him or leave him." And they decided to love me.
Trying to break off your connections with Mikey so you don't like rub off on him the wrong way.
Oh, I know. I'm sure.
That's
sure
it, Mikey. You're going to air shows. You're joining the military.
I'm like, I'm coming too. Let me make sure I mention the military-industrial complex just to make me safe.
Joe.
Joe being all academic, talking about how the politicians take advantage, blah, blah, blah. Have a hot dog. No, that is not how my family is at all. But, yeah, man.
When President Trump gets in office, we won't have to deal with this bullshit.
God damn. It's actually really easy once people realize you're in love. And people are like, oh, I don't want to get between that. Otherwise, they're just not going to talk to me kind of thing. So you really have the power in the thing because it's like,
marriage is such a, I mean, even though it's not, it has such a permanence to the idea of it. Because I know, like, I'll see, I'll have, like, a crush on a girl, and it'll be like, oh, she's got a boyfriend. Well, maybe in a few months she won't have a boyfriend. But if it's like, oh, she has a husband, well, then I can never be with that person. I just write that off in my brain and just stop feeling that.
Hey, you know what? And I didn't, that's the weird part. I never even looked for rings on fingers ever. And I would just be like barking up the wrong tree, and then after realizing they're married, I'm like, oh fuck, whoops, you know, like abort. Why would I do that? I'm the asshole now. So I just, the elope thing works out so much better because you don't get the creeping guest list to the wedding. You get to have the ceremony you want. You don't have to fuck around with all these crazy details. It just can be you. And in Pennsylvania, you can actually, we almost did this. In Pennsylvania, you can go there and you can do a Quaker wedding where it's just you and your partner and boom, you're married. That's it. And we almost just did that and said nothing. But my dad works for the same company that I work for, and we figured if I change my health care to put Sarah on my health care, and then my dad finds out through like the grapevine from some HR person at my company.
Hey, congratulations on your son getting married. What do you mean?
Yeah, like what do you mean? He didn't get married. He didn't say anything. Like that would be like that would be
congratulations on your son getting married. Did Anthony knock someone up again?
That would be how it is, you know.
That would be his first reaction. Then he would think, Mikey's to you, Joe.
Joe, come stomping over and just beat my ass in the office. Not like no, cop, no. Whack.
That's really why you're going to Germany someday. They're gonna ship you off to Germany on a one-way trip, and you're never coming back.
It's possible. I'll know very soon, so maybe even by next week. Yeah, man, I totally recommend it, and everybody who, it's just better. It's just better because you get to do your thing and then do a party afterwards. The one thing I would say is maybe you want to tell your parents beforehand, but the thing is, then you have to deal with like they don't want me at the wedding kind of thing. And
so you didn't go up to Sarah's. Did you do the old school man thing where you go up to her father?
Actually, Sarah's dad gave me so much shit. Like, at the dinner, he's like, what, you didn't even ask me? And I was like, I didn't, you know, like...
You're like, I'm sorry, sir. I thought Sarah was a person and not your personal property.
Yeah.
And who was able to make her own decisions.
That's how I didn't say... I don't think I said anything. I was like, eat your pasta, or something like that.
Eat your pasta, old man.
No, I mean, quite honestly, it's just been... They got it. It took them it took some people a few seconds. It took some people a few minutes, and then it took other people
a few months to get the mail.
Few months to get the mail. Like Max Maps messaged me. He's like, "Holy shit! Congratulations!" I'm like, "Oh shit! You just got it!" Like I didn't think it actually would make it to Mexico. So, good job.
We don't have that big wall up in the way yet, but it's something that your mail's screwed.
Keep all the Mexicans safe.
When President Trump's in charge, no mail will come in or out. Seal this country off.
I would leave America.
The only thing going in or out is the money of the rich.
Yeah, I would leave America, but I'm too afraid of its foreign policy.
In from all of the offshore, in from all of the factories they own out there, and out to all the Cayman Islands accounts.
And then America could be ran like an offshore casino.
Yeah, the most luxurious, glorious casino.
The best. From gold, from top to bottom.
Solid gold wall around America.
We got a little. We talked about kind of some heavy stuff. Eric, what about your video game life? You've been playing a lot of Metal Gear.
Yeah, I've been playing Metal Gear, and it's fun. I don't really have anything all that much to talk about it. But I went to last week. I went to what I thought was going to be training for my new job. It turns out it was just like a second orientation. But
what are they training you? Okay, this is how you walk around the street.
They're gonna train. That's next week where they scare training and stuff like that, and walking around our area. But it was fun because I finally got my ID card, so I can basically go in and out, go into the park anytime I want, which is great. And they told us, basically they gave us a general overview of all of the mazes this year and what they are, which was fun, but I can't really talk about some of it because one of the mazes is for Crimson Peak, the new Guillermo del Toro movie, and there was a lot of images that movie's not out yet. The maze actually comes out, I think, a week before the movie, so they kind of have to, like, they're like, yeah, don't take pictures of all of this stuff because I will be sued into the ground if any of this leaks. So so I don't know how much I can talk about, like, what but the maze. I never did the mazes before, but the mazes all seem really cool this year. And the Terror Tram, which I'm part of, is the Purge, and that all seems really cool. So it's it seems cool. I went through all that. But the biggest thing probably is this last Sunday. My improv team, I got them together. We're supposed to do a hangout once a month, and I got them together to play Dungeons and Dragons because
awesome.
Basically all but one of them had never played before, so I thought this will be a fun experience. And I tried to, like, I didn't want to, like, they're all improvisers, so I didn't want to tell them, like, here are the rules, here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, just try whatever, and I will tell you how to do it, or if you can, and all that stuff. And I kind of had, like, a simple campaign that I got that downloaded and kind of run them through, get them to do some stuff, and it'll be fun. And immediately I was like, they need to, like, I was like, all the characters have to meet somehow. So I was like, before I started the campaign, I was just like, okay, you guys are kind of like at a tavern or something, all meeting each other. And then they're like, what's this tavern? Like the one guy who's like, I roll perception on this I roll history. I'm like, it's just a fucking, like, thing. I'm not even, it doesn't, okay. And then, like, one of the guys, Pablo, who's, I'm just immediately goes, I stabbed Kyle. I'm like, okay, roll to stab Kyle. And he rolls, like, a fucking, like, a high number and stabs him and does, like, a lot of damage.
Oh,
and then
no.
he's like, and then I try and run away. He's like, well, you're going to have to, like, kind of stealth. 27? Yeah, you stealth away. And
Oh, my gosh.
Then I try and I put on a coat and try and sneak back in. Well, that's going to require a disguise. What's 22? Yeah, you disguise yourself and run back.
My gosh.
And then it just, like, it kind of fucking, like, I had to play, like, really fast and loose with some of the stuff, like, because they're like they meet these demon goats, and one guy's like, I use this spell to befriend one, and this is supposed to be, like, this goat is supposed to fight him later on. I was like, yeah, okay, I guess he's your friend. I was like, fuck. Now and then, like, 3 people break off from the group and start this other encounter with these wild dogs. I was like, fuck, they can't fight the full encounter, so I have to, like, on the fly, like, dumb it down so it doesn't destroy them, and then, like, they're fighting it, and, like, then I get into the goat fight, and I'm like ready to give this guy his 2-headed demon goat and let him keep it, but he's like right as the fight starts, he's like, I slit its throat, and I'm like, it's just crazy. It's crazy playing with people who never played it before, because it's not like they don't play it proper, but if you played a lot of Dungeons and Dragons, you know, okay, the DM probably wants me to do this, so I'm gonna try. Like, there's this, like, sort of path of thinking that you follow.
Etiquette.
Yeah, there's not etiquette, but there's like you're like, I kind of want to go the optimum path, like, do the things that I'm supposed to do. Where
Right,
people
so you
who've
can
never
get the
played
story.
before, like, fuck it, like, so like they were supposed to, like, help, like, slay these demon goats, fight some wolves, and they ended up doing that, but also burning this, like they were like this lady who's like, they're like where'd these goats come from? What are they? She's like, I don't know, I'm a fucking farmer, I don't fucking know. They, like, burn her house to the ground, steal a bunch of her shit. I'm like, okay, so you guys kind of, like, are, like, walking down, the farmhouse is burning down, everyone's crying, and you guys are like, yeah, freeze frame, high five. And it's just fucking, it was weird but fun, and they were like, we should play again. I was like, yeah, that's fucking, like, that's hard for me, but that's fun, because I was like, here's, like, because a lot of the pre-built stuff that which is the Coast release, have a lot of, like, if they decide this or if they decide this, but it's never has all of the stuff, especially when you're playing with people who will fucking randomly do shit. So you kind of have to really, like, be on your toes.
The one of the ones that I'm playing right now, the characters acted the same way because it was like the end of what was written in the story, and they're supposed to go tell like the head of town what they found. I'm like, okay, so you guys get out, and you're like, what do you do? And like, we're gonna go sleep for the night. I'm like, okay. The next morning, I'm like, so what are you guys gonna do? And they're like, I don't know. I think we're gonna go, investigate some other stuff. I'm like, are you gonna tell like the head of the town guy so he knows what's going on? They're like, we don't really trust him. I don't think we're gonna tell him. I'm like, they're like, we're gonna go do this stuff and try to find out more information. And I had to kind of metagame it. But like, there's nothing. There's nothing left. I need you to tell him because that is the end. Like, then I can get through all the crap that is the end of the game.
Yeah, it's interesting when you have to play that fine line of like, do I tell him no? Like, do I make like one of the girls, the one girl who was there, Natalie. I made their characters for them, but I was like, what do you want to play? Like, here are the races, and she was like, I want to be a centaur. So she was a centaur druid. And then we're standing, she's like, all of them are standing in this kitchen at this farmhouse, and this lady's got a bunch of babies, and she's like, I steal one of the babies. I was like, you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay, you're gonna have to roll a grapple check. And you steal a baby.
You grapple check?
Yeah,
Wait, why grapple?
Just because it was like a strength check to like take a baby from somebody who's holding a baby. And she's like, she's got 6 babies. She doesn't need them all. And then I was gonna let her keep, but the rest of the party was like not like don't steal a baby, but like we're trying to do some other shit, Natalie. So stop. Like it was kind of funny. They're like, we're trying to do some shit here and put the baby down. Not like no, don't do it. They
were just like, we're busy. We can't have
that she was gonna
babies
steal a
yet.
baby. So they made her put it down just so that they could investigate these demon goats. But I was just like, fuck, this is funny.
One of my players, they're supposed to face off against these bandits who have a bear locked in a cage on the back of this cart, and the bear breaks out halfway through the fight and just starts attacking anyone, including the bad guys, whoever's closest to it. And when it gets to half health, it runs away into the woods because it's a fucking bear. So they're fighting it, and they kill all the bandits, and the bear hits one of them a couple times, and they get to half health. Actually, got it really low. It had like 9 hit points left. And so it runs like 100 feet away. It's like booking it. And one of my friends like, I'm going to shoot it. It's the ranger in the group. It's like, I'm going to shoot it. I'm like, but it's running from me. He's like, yep, I know. He's like, and like plugs it with an arrow. It falls over, dies. And the rest of the group's like, what an asshole. He's like, what? They're like, you're a ranger. You're supposed to be one with nature. He's like, I wanted the bear pelt and the bear meat. So I killed it. They're like, but we're in town. We have a place to stay. Like, you don't need food or clothes. But he's like, yeah, but I really wanted a bear pelt. So he just had a whole bunch of bear meat. The group hasn't stopped giving crap about it since.
Yeah. It's crazy when that shit happens. But then you start to see them, like, the longer they play, the more they sort of get into it and stuff. So it's fun playing with new people, sort of indoctrinating them into all of the stuff.
Did you happen to record that at all?
No, and my friend Ryan, one of the guys there, Instagrammed about 10 seconds of it, of Pablo trying to kill goats, and then one of the NPC boys was like, don't leave our goats alone! And then Matt was like, you better stop that! And he's like, hey, I point my crossbow at Matt, and Matt's like, I use burning hands. He's like, I put my crossbow down.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty intense game. It must be really tough to kind of wrangle a bunch of, people that are all about improv, and then like it probably keeps you on your toes too.
I felt bad the ones when the 3 people broke off and got into combat. I kind of focused on them for a little bit, and then everyone else was trying to kind of sit and watch. But they were like they were so far away they couldn't have helped or even known it was going on. So it was like, but yeah, it's interesting, but. It's a lot to. I mean, I think if you're gonna play with new people, playing with 6 people is it's a lot harder. It originally was gonna be 8, but 2 people had to drop last minute, which probably worked out better because the more people, the more unwieldy it sort of gets, especially with new people. I think it might be easier with less people, but I don't know.
Another good thing is if everybody's new, then nobody knows that you can't do this or you can, so it probably
that's one of the things.
Interesting time.
That's one of the great things about like new players is it's not. It gives you a chance to I want to do this, and as a DM you have to go, okay, how would that work? What would they have to roll? Stuff like that, and giving them a chance to because after you play for a while you kind of fall into like the habits of
A
what
groove,
is
yeah.
and not like what is and what isn't impossible, but kind of like your creativity sort of lessens a little bit, not too much, because you can still like if you it's still like I remember like in our games like doing just crazy shit like oh, there's a big battle we're supposed to happen, we're gonna light this cart on fire and push it down a hill. And it's like, what? Okay, and then like totally fuck our DM's plans.
I think that's part of the game though, to like fuck with the DM, right?
Yeah, it's just doing like the craziest things possible.
So
And when I run my own like non-pre-made campaigns, I like open sandbox. Like I have a point A to start, and I know where I'd like them to end. So I kind of try to guide them there, but at the same time, like let them go around and just do things, because it's funny what people will try to do when you just give them a world to do whatever they want in within reason.
Yeah,
So you
because
can get
I
a
had
lot of those really weird things.
the campaign or the little like mini campaign thing that I had. I prepared it, and it's pretty on rails, but I felt like for their first time it was gonna be okay. But then it was like half an hour in, they're still in this fucking tavern like dicking around, and I'm like, fuck. When are we ever gonna get to this? And then one guy, Matt, the guy who'd played before, he's like, I go to the innkeeper and ask him about anything weird happening around town. I was like, oh, thank you.
Somebody please roll a gather information. Anybody, please.
Yeah, but I didn't want to like force it, so I felt like it came organically, and I don't know how many other campaigns involved burning down that farmhouse and trying to tame the goats. But hey,
I
you know,
like, what did the lady do when the girl stole her baby?
not much. I mean, it happened real quick, you know.
Like,
But-
like the lady didn't even notice that the baby was gone because she had 6 of them.
No, I think she
She's
noticed.
probably thankful. She's like, fuck, good, one less mouth to feed.
That stupid baby.
Yeah.
Good thing they took the dumb one.
So, I know a while back, I have to like redact a plug. A while back, I was saying like G2A is a really like good site to find some good deals, and it is a good site to find good deals when the deals work. But I've had the last like 4 orders that I've had on the site have just not processed for one reason or another, and it's a real bitch to get your money out of it or
Yeah.
back out of the site. Like I accidentally ordered 2 copies of the Mad Max Fury Road or whatever game that's coming out. It's not
Why?
Fury
Why?
Road. Why?
Why would you order Mad Max the game?
Because I wanted to play it. You get to customize your cars and then shoot stuff in a dystopian future. It
I
had
mean-
cars in it.
That I just like I guess I don't know how plugged in you are. I don't know, maybe it's good. I guess I'm looking at Destructoid. They gave it a 7. I don't know. I was reading that they like that the Warner Brothers or whoever was publishing it like was not promoting it at all and not giving people like review copies and stuff like that, which usually means that it's garbage and they don't
Yeah.
want people to find out about it until this, so that they can't cancel their pre-orders. But they gave it a 7, so maybe it's good. I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably like a 5 or so. But I just, I like, I knew what I was getting into. I watched a couple YouTube videos and I saw that there wasn't a bunch of stuff on it. I figured at least that much. But I'm like, whatever. There's a $20 deal on it on this G2A site. Let me try it. And then the order never went through and I forgot about it. And then it went back on sale. And then I ordered it again. And then both the orders never went through. And I know they said it was a pre-order, but just didn't process the way they wanted. Anyway, I don't know. I just had a little bit of bumps in the road for this site, and like 2 purchases out of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 out of 10 went through without a problem, and then 2 more finally worked eventually after I contacted support, and the other ones I just canceled because it was a pain in the ass and took a long time to get the money back too. So just be aware, there's prices to pay for getting cheap games.
Well, I just wanted you to be aware that redact is actually a word used for omitting text.
Okay.
You can't redact a plug because unless you're
Yeah,
going to
but
erase it.
you understood the context of what he fucking said, Mr.
No, I'm just being a
Teacher,
grammar
teaching
Nazi.
thing.
I'm just saying.
Okay, but what
gonna-
word should I have used?
Fucking teach an art class, why don't you?
What word would I have used instead of redact?
Take back.
That sounds less cool. Redact sounds official.
There's a D&D word that we usually use that's eluding me at the moment.
It's called nerd.
Yeah.
Fucking nerds. Actually, redact is only used in 19th century mid-English. I don't know.
Actually, it's been used more commonly in the early 2000s and has increased its usage since 1950.
I know exactly what you're looking at, you piece of junk.
It's not Google.
It's totally this right here. Like
I can't say it. Yep.
yeah. You're so smart, Ike. Everybody can Google redact definition.
Well, why don't you redact it and go Google your definition before you use words you don't know the meaning to?
Redact this show from the internet.
We can do that. We have the
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
Retcon, by the way. Retcon would be the proper way. I'm going to retcon something.
Retcon?
I mean, again, but
like I'm retconning the lore.
Yeah, you're re-establishing and going over, you're editing the lore. You're going back and saying this wasn't right.
yeah, but that's actually retcon has to do with works of fiction primarily, and it's to go back and change the blah 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 blah.
Well, maybe his link was a work.
No, look, I just Googled this, and now I'm an expert. Its usage has went up a whole lot since the 1950s, more than quadruple. It's orders of magnitude.
Yeah, it's the abbreviation of retroactive continuity. It's an acronym.
I didn't know that was the case.
Yeah.
Actually, that's actually what I
That
was...
would be like him saying that he never plugged it, and us going that continuity doesn't exist anymore.
If you could retcon in real life, like actually, I've been doing this with Facebook posts. I posted...
Politicians do it all the time.
Well, no, like I put a picture of Taylor Swift up on Facebook, like it was a GIF, and then somebody, like 4 or 5 people were like, "I love Taylor Swift," and then I changed the picture to Jimmy Fallon in that song where he's like, and so it looked like those people were saying they love Taylor Swift, but it was a picture of Jimmy Fallon in a wig.
There was like a Facebook group that was like it was like pro-white or something like that. Some like fucking racist monsters or some shitty political thing that's like not like oh they believe Fox News, but like super like super like
real
fucking,
fucks.
Yeah, like the actual fucks, not the fucks that we say that are fucks, but like the actual fucks that are dangerous politically. Ooh. And some guy like got into it and would like change the title of it, so it's like and it would like change on everyone else's feed, so it's like, hey, George is a member of I'm gay. George is a member of coming out of the closet. You know? Like you change the header images and all that stuff. It's like gay Muslim friend group. You know.
One of our I think it was MLive. I'm not sure what site it was. One of our local papers, their site got hacked, and it just was all porn links. And they were like posting their Facebook account and everything. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I was cleaning out my Facebook and everything was going great, and now all I have is porn on my Facebook. I never even liked this stuff. And then I realized, like 90% of my news feeds was totally hacked. So.
That wasn't the case. You're like, oh, I never even thought to go to this site. Thanks.
Wow.
Really nondescript, weird place to get porn links from.
I've noticed some more people like on social networks getting hacked, at least lately. So I don't know. Turn on your dual verification and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So be safe. Keep your digital condom on by having them text something to you when you're accessing your account. It's way
that way when you lose your phone, you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, you're fucked, but. I mean, aren't you already fucked if you lose your phone?
Yeah, you're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. So
yeah, I mean, I'd rather risk it like that. But anyway.
Anyways, let's not risk fucking up anymore and start plugging each other.
All right.
My plug for this week is Cool Ghosts, which is a new site, basically YouTube channel by Matt Lees and. Basically, Matt Lees is this YouTube video game guy who's been kind of like a year or two ago, about a year ago, started basically disabled all the advertisements on his YouTube and just went totally Patreon exclusive. And I've always been a fan of his. And now he's basically converted his YouTube channel to this new site called Cool Ghosts, where him and his friends do stuff, some of the same stuff, but also new stuff. and it's all completely ad-free. It's all supported by Patreon. So there's no ads at all anywhere. If you feel like you would like to donate to his Patreon, I'm sure he would appreciate it. But yeah, it's just like gameplay and skits and podcasts, and it's just really interesting stuff.
And it's built on Squarespace, it looks like.
Is it?
Yeah,
I can't tell.
I can. I've done it. Anyway, yeah, nice. Actually, I'll have to check this thing out. They do a podcast. I should see if we can get them on Shout Engine. Speaking of Shout Engine, start your own podcast for free at shoutengine.com in under 5 minutes. Plans and everything are switching around. We're making it even simpler. We're going to either have a free account or a paid account, and it's not going to be any of this in-between bullshit. It'll be simpler for everyone. So go check it out, shoutengine.com, and you have to at least be more popular than this show to actually pay. So
shout out to Jack Move, who popped into our chat channel, said shit's weak, and then left.
Big shout out to Jack Move. My plug for this week is a game that I have been admittedly addicted to, and admitting it is the first step of addiction or something. I don't know. But fixing your problem. It's called Track Day Manager, and in the course of 5 days, I've became the one of the top 30 players in the country. And it's because
it's an accomplishment.
Yes, it is. It's so cool. This game is all about race management, and it's kind of like it's a simulator game for a race team, and it's a little bit arcadey, but it's a lot of fun. Go check it out. Track Day Manager. The community is growing very quickly. It's a Steam Greenlight game, which I said I would never, ever buy another one, and then I did, and I love it. I'm actually okay with it, but you still get all those fun bugs that they're developing it right now. And like one race we all started, and then everybody's car was piled directly on top of each other, and the cars were like flying across the map at like Mach 3, and just so like a lot of fun stuff happens too. But like when you're like, I was just getting into this race, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take this one super serious, got a one-stop strategy, I'm gonna use the soft tires to start to get a good position. What the fuck? And then like there's cars flying around, people are on fire and shit. It was great. So check it out, Track Day Manager. It is a race management game. There aren't very many of them out there, and if anybody has a suggestion for a better one, I would be very interested. I've only seen good ones for the phone, and even those aren't as in-depth as what I really would like. So check it out. Ike, what do you got?
I'm going to plug this weekend. There is a LAN party going on. This plug is specifically for the two of you. You are welcome to join this weekend's LAN party over the internet with Chappie and a bunch of other people that you're used to playing games with. And I suppose by proxy, other people are welcome to come join. If you're friends of ours and online, you can come join us and play on the internet. We're playing all sorts of different types of games.
So, where do they go to hook up for this thing?
Well, I'm sure you can probably find us on like Steam or on Blizzard stuff, so either one of those places, then you can get more information there.
Thank you for the details. All of them were useful.
Yeah, thanks for all those great details. I guess you would have to go check out our Facebook page. Ike will post the details there closer to this weekend.
I can almost guarantee you he won't.
He will. Nope. He's actually posted things. He does stuff now. And he's on the show. He toughed it out for the whole show, Eric. Don't give him shit. Also, I want to make sure to plug our friends over at Alpha Geek Radio. Todd, you are amazing, and I think he has a little bit more time left if anybody wants to donate over to his Patreon and help support all the streaming stuff that he's doing. He helps us stream live every week to Roku boxes, Xboxes, PlayStation, Gamecast, all that stuff, and we get to say that we're on the same network as great shows like Daily Tech News with Tom Merritt, and there's other shows on there that are really
also
great.
In case anybody out there who listens to us happen to help Alpha Geek Radio out, they were able to reach their finish line goal for helping streaming server upgrades. So if anybody donated to those server upgrades, we appreciate it. Alpha Geek Media really appreciates it.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks, guys. I know Just Cool Enough donated $25 out of my account, but I said it was just cool enough, so you're welcome, guys.
I'll take credit.
Yeah. But yeah, there's tons of great shows on there.
It's basically like a birthday. Like I didn't bring anything, but I came in.
Eric, put your fucking name on this.
Yeah. I'm just like, say this is from both of us, Joe. Say this is from both of us.
Dude, it's my money. It's like, just say it's from both of us. All right, fine. I'll buy you something later. I would put Ike's
And
name
never
on there
will.
because he's a nice guy.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. Check out all their stuff at justcoolenough.com and all that horse shit. But until next week, have a wonderful weekend and fuck off.
Oh, but dude, like I thought this week, like it went so smoothly, and I thought this was gonna be the week you didn't do the fuck off thing. But it's okay. Let's play some Here's the Storm.
I have pizza waiting. I'm not gonna play.
Okay, fine. Well, okay, fine. I guess I'll just sit here and master.
I have a moral question to ask you when we stop being live, so you just gotta turn the damn
Stop.
stream off.
Okay, fine.